Hi everybody, my name is Dawn of Embracing Dawn, and this is a spring equinox reading for Virgo. So Virgo, let's get started. Spring equinox is coming on March 20th, and this is the beginning of spring, and it brings with us the equal day, equal nighttime. And once we pass through equinox, then our days begin to get longer than our nights. So that's really exciting. It is also the beginning of our astrological year, with Aries being the first sign, and we'll be moving into Aries season. As well, 1 week after we have our equinox, we also have a full moon, our first full moon in Aries. So let's get started with your reading, Virgo, and see what it is that may be coming up for you through this equinox time. What is ready for you to begin anew? What is ready for you to let go? Let's take a look. Okay. So we're going to also draw from 2 tarot decks. So I've drawn from the one, and we will draw from the next. And we will combine those to do your reading, as well as some oracle cards later on. All right. So you may want to check out your rising signs and your moon signs as well, and do some cross-watching. If it is that you watch for others, look up their sign and see how that's connecting with what's going on with your sign. Okay, so one came out, and we're just going to pull the other two, and then we're going to get started here. So taking a look at the numbers to begin, we have 2 and 12, 5, 3, 14, 8, 9, and 5. Okay, so we don't really have anything that's repeating here, which is interesting. We have a 5 repeats, and that's really it. Okay, so Virgo, those of you that are coming into this reading for the spring equinox time frame, this is going to be exciting for you. You've got 4 major arcana coming through here. No, 5, 6 major arcana. There we go. So we're going to start out with the almond tree, Earth. Logical and practical advice from a woman on money matters, Queen of Pentacles. This is connected to Sagittarius and Capricorn, which is earth and fire. So this could represent someone with earth energy or fire energy that is going to bring in logical and practical advice. And this will be regarding money matters. So let's move on and see where this may, where this outcome may go. So number 12, sacrifice. This is a major arcana card, and this indicates that, you know, with whatever you've been going through, whatever you've been moving through, Virgo, there's a sense of having to sacrifice something and feeling like maybe you're letting something go, that you're attached to something, and you're being asked just through the normal circumstances of your life, the way the universe is guiding you. You know, perhaps it is that you're facing some kind of a decision that not only relates to material matters or financial matters, but other matters as well. And it's got you in this place where perhaps you have a decision to make and you're uncertain of which decision to make. So moving forward, we've got number 2, spiritual union. This came up for the very first time in the last reading as well. So there's definitely something to do with a spiritual union for you Virgos that are watching this and connecting in. So during this spring equinox period, it may be that there is someone that's coming into your life, that is preparing to come into your life, that isn't there yet, or already is an existing part of your life, and you haven't recognized this yet as a spiritual union with this other, you know, and that will happen sometimes, because as we elevate our frequency and the circumstances of our outer world begin to change along with the inner world, it can trigger those lowering responses, those lowering fears, those fear-based responses, because it's unknown, it's not familiar, and the ego steps in and it wants to play a role in preventing anything new, especially on a spiritual level, from coming in. And a spiritual union is beautiful. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily mean love, but it's most likely a romantic connection. But it can also be simply a deep, deep connection on a spiritual level. So keep your eyes out for that. And, let's open up the space for that to happen. So coming forward, we've got the flute, which would be the Hierophant. Connection to spirit, understanding and education, ritual and celebration. Life is magical. So this is about you're connecting to your spirit source. And maybe it's time for you to learn from others regarding your path and your journey. Ultimately, we all control our own paths and our own journeys. But this equinox could be a window of time where you have a whole new set of people on the earth plane that are coming into your world to help you with your evolution spiritually. And they'll come in all forms, in all walks of life, in all representation. That's one thing that can't be predicted, is where we receive those messages and that guidance from, And it looks to me like you've got this guidance coming in and you're being asked to lean into it, dig a little more deeply into it, allow yourself to submerge in that energy a little more than you're comfortable with. And if you need someone to guide you, you've got support of others in your circle or close by that are willing to come in and to do that, okay, Virgo? So moving forward here, we've got Patience coming up, and this is another major arcana. This is all about it, literally what it says, having patience, allowing yourself the time to move through a process, giving yourself the space and the grace to be able to really lean into something and not get stuck from a place of fear, and this sacrifice, this sense of sacrifice, it could just be a perceptual thing, where you, again, like I mentioned, you feel as though maybe you're giving things up that are important to you. And it could be that within this window of time, you're being given a really clear portal to understand that what it is you need to let go of is something that has been holding you back. And in the end, it's not really a sacrifice. It is allowing you to evolve and move forward and, have a much more rich life than maybe you've been experiencing in the recent past. And we have number 3 on top of that, which is fertility. And this is another major arcana. This would be the Empress in a regular, typical tarot. And if you notice, she's all about fertility, but look at the rings and then the heart space. She has this beautiful glow from her heart space. She's guided by her higher understanding, her connection with Source, but she's also all-encompassing of all the pieces of who we are with this larger ring around all of our major chakras, higher body and lower body chakras. And this is all about abundance and opulence and overflowing beauty and grace and all of those things, So this could embody the energy of the person that this union is speaking to. Perhaps it is around that. Perhaps it's also around your willingness to be patient and see things from that perspective of that beautiful Empress energy, with the glass being more than half full, with it being overflowing, So often it's easy for us to get stuck in the mind where we lose sight of all of the positives and all of the good things, because those few not so good things in our perception are overshadowing, all these other good things. And so maybe this Empress energy is someone that's helping you to see that perspective, or you're being asked to embody that energy and be welcoming and open and nurturing and seeing the beauty in all the things. So moving forward here, Virgo, we have Salt, which is strength, another major arcana here. Strength and karmic power, balance and self-control, confidence of the equilibrium between spirit and matter. So you're definitely going through a shift here, Virgo, where you've got this conflict happening inside of you, and it's been happening for a while. This is not a new thing for you. This is something that was occurring, in the weeks and months before the equinox energy coming in. And this is an opportunity for you that's really opening up and allowing you to move through this conflicting energy that you feel. And it's normal to feel that. When we go through spiritual evolution, it's like anything new, but ramp it up, amp it up a great deal. It can be very unsettling. It can be quite physically, we can feel fear inside the body. And it's about controlling that ego mind and allowing that process and realizing that we are connecting the fear to the process. It's not the process itself, but there's definitely some conflict that you're feeling and some defeat. So whatever this thing is that you feel you're sacrificing here, Virgo, it's definitely, it's left you feeling like you've lost somehow. I don't know what other way to really say it, but you're feeling defeated. Perhaps it is, and I know I've gone through this myself. Once we go through different, various levels of our process in life, we come to these new realizations that past experiences really take on a different perspective than what we had originally grown up believing and thinking. And our whole frame of reference can sometimes, just break apart. And we no longer have that familiar frame of reference for things and perspective that we had in the past, Virgo. And that can be frightening, and that can create conflict, because sometimes we wonder, well then, where is the meaning in all of this? Why am I here? If X means Y, then what's the point, kind of deal. And we do go through these oscillating moments, and that's part of the process. It's part of our evolving, is that we do the shadow work. We look in the mirror, and we change our perspective as we move through life. And we're allowed to do that. We're supposed to do that. We're not supposed to be stagnant, living only one way with one perspective our whole lives long. That's not what it's about. It's about evolving. It's about growing. It's about all those things. And as you move through this process and allow it, Virgo, you've got this beautiful soul union that the energy is becoming really ripe for. You keep your eyes out with that High Priestess and Empress energy. Really keep your eyes out for that. And then you've got at the end here the 9, which is material harvest. So this doesn't only lead to a beautiful soul union with another, but this also leads you to a beautiful material harvest, which means anything in the material world that can be connected to your finances, to your job, career, investments, family, home, material possessions. This is a beautiful outcome card because it leads to that abundance all the way around. And that abundance is coming for you. It's coming to you because you've done the karmic work. You've put in the effort, and you're putting in the effort, and the universe responds to our effort. It doesn't just respond to our thoughts, it responds to our level of belief, to our intention, to the energy that we put into something. So you've been putting the energy into this transformation, into transmuting these energies. And as you continue to do so, Virgo, then the universe is going to bring you this beautiful opportunity for a really lovely, lovely spiritual union with another that could also be romantic, as well as this beautiful material harvest outcome. Perhaps it is you will be coming in line with someone that you're going to create a new business with them, perhaps, and it's going to be from a spiritual basis, a spiritual perception, and it's going to lead you together towards this beautiful material harvest, you know. So let's take a look at a couple of outcome cards here, and please, if you could, click like and subscribe and help me to build and grow my channel, stay connected with you, and to share with others. I'd really appreciate that. So we have, this card is quite dark, 18, distant shores. So this may mean either you are traveling yourself physically, or the people that you're going to possibly meet will be people that geographically live far away from you. It could also mean that as you're moving through this evolution on your journey, that you're going to reach a space where you can travel, you know, where you're able to go within and you're able to open up your world that way, which is just beautiful. That's a beautiful space to be when you reach that level of consciousness and that level of awareness and integration, to be able to see that and dive or drop into your heart. So allowing yourself to drop into your heart space. And that goes back to the High Priestess energy, that goes back to this Empress energy, you know, this soul union. This is all about dropping into the heart space and leading from the heart. We can never go wrong when we authentically lead from our intuitive heart space, Virgo, never. So during this equinox window of time that we have in the next week or so, leading into a beautiful full moon in, you know, within under Aries. I'm not sure which sign the full moon will be in yet, but it's leading into this beautiful open window of change for you, and change towards much, much better things, you know. So drop into your heart space, as it says, and I look forward to hearing any feedback about the outcome. I wish you all the best, and remember to please live big and shine your light bright. Until next time.